If you can explain what is the crack?
Hey,
The crack. How can I have the crack? What's the crack?
What is the crack? You are the crack.
welcome to episode don't know yet of Audio Crack. Might bank this one because I'm trying to go on a road trip across the country. Try to spread out the Barstool guests. Myself, my dog,
Just you.
actually. Have you ever read the book by Steinbeck, Adventures with, forget the name of the dog, but it's just him driving across the country.
Is he the guy who wrote The Pearl?
Yes.
I think that's the only book I read of him. And is he, no, he's of Mice and Men too, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm
Legendary.
Googling it. The Wi-Fi is terrible in here, but it's Adventures with like Marley. And it's like
Marley and me.
Yeah, but it's like
And then the dog dies at the end.
driving around with the dog.
Spoiler.
That's really, really sweet. But are you leaving your girl at home? Hold down the fort?
No, she's coming with me.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It sounded like just a boy and a dog.
I try not to talk about her just because.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The internet sucks.
Yeah, totally.
No, way to go,
totally.
Caroline.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
She didn't sign up for this.
Totally.
Right.
I'm saying. I mean, but look, but
So what does she do? I'm just kidding.
I need to find the name of this book. Travels with Charlie.
Travels with Charlie. That's
Not
sweet.
Marley. Okay. So yeah. So I'm banking these because I might be going on a trip across the country, might not be able to record, but while doing that, trying to get more interviews, I sort of read this book, Travels with Charlie by Steinbeck, where he
Mhm.
drives across the country with his dog and just has an amazing time and, sees America. So like this might come out in like late June, early July, over July 4th. Who knows?
Oh my God, who knows what would have happened in the world by then?
I
Yeah.
know, but it's one of those things where I'm just podcasting as much as I can because I'm trying to ride a wave right now.
Totally.
Audio Crack.
Yeah.
Didn't really have much plan of the podcast. I was just like, I'm going to throw up a podcast and just start podcasting. Just, like fighting for your life, but like podcasting. Actually, who is fighting for my life, for his life.
The veterans, the people over.
The veterans, yeah.
Right. And my producer.
Your
Oh,
producer.
yes.
Well, first of all, I don't want to glaze over the fact that you are van lifing.
Yes.
You're going to be a van life person.
Yeah. Where do you have a route planned?
Yeah.
You have like a bed in your car. Like, what's the deal?
I'm going with the truck. I got a truck. So I'm going to sleep out the back of the truck. I'm going to
Sleep
get
under the
Like
stars.
the truck bed? Shout out Hardy.
in the truck bed. Yeah. I'm going to get one of those. You see them. They're like a caravan. They cover the back of the truck bed. And I'm going to sleep back there at nights, lock myself in there.
Wait, so it's like a pickup truck.
Yeah.
That covers it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So people can't break it. They'll break into the cab of the truck, but they'll never break into the truck bed. So
what is covering it exactly?
It's like a caravan, like, like a truck bed cover,
I don't know.
but it's like one of the ones that go up.
Yeah. So you're not like in like a casket,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's gonna be casket and I might hit some hotels. Depends on the financials.
If Audio Crack takes off, then we're going to get hotels. And like, honestly, that sounds like you have to do that because it sounds really scary what you're doing. You're a big guy, but like, it does sound scary.
Yeah. Where are you
like-
going to sleep? Like just in the woods, trailer parks?
Walmart parking lots.
Oh my God.
Walmart parking lots are the spot.
I've always said that.
Yeah, no,
Totally.
No, seriously, you can sleep there overnight. They don't
Really?
kick you out. Yeah, it's like a perfect place to sleep. And there's so many across the country.
Yeah. Okay. It is
Or
bright.
even like
It is
maybe like
bright.
a rest stop parking lot too would probably work, right? Like a
Mm.
Buc-ee's or something. You ever been to a Buc-ee's?
No, but like a
I
Buc-ee's, like
want
they're
to
going to kick you out at a Buc-ee's. Like,
Really?
That's a tight
Isn't
run
it
machine.
open 24 hours though?
Oh, maybe right.
No,
Yeah.
but like they'll be like, you've been here for too long.
Gotcha.
You've
Yeah,
been
so-
here too long. So then we need to talk about your producer fighting for his life.
Yeah. So our producer Nikki Quinn, shout out Nikki Quinn. He's not here right now because he lives far outside the city, but we're able to use technology to get him the files, and he cuts them up beautifully. He's a clip god, and
Mhm.
he's like, he's a diamond in the rough.
Totally.
He was working at McDonald's before he volunteered for my congressional campaign. He was gun ho. I was like, you really want to volunteer for this? He's like, yeah, dude, I hate my job at McDonald's. I'm like, okay, dude, let's ride.
Unless if his boss is listening, he loves his job at McDonald's.
No, he quit his job.
Oh, he hates
Oh.
McDonald's. He hates
Yeah,
McDonald's.
yeah. So, and he'll never eat at McDonald's after what he saw at McDonald's. So,
I don't want to hear it.
I don't
I don't
wanna
want to
hear
hear that. I don't want to hear that.
but no, I mean, McDonald's I think is amazing if they want to sponsor this.
If they want to
podcast.
sponsor this podcast,
Yeah.
and if they don't, like that, it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nikki Quinn, he's currently applying to be a corrections officer in the state of New York. Great benefits, great salary. His parents are really putting on the pressure for that. But he really does not want to do that.
He wants to follow his dream of editing podcasts.
Yes. And, he loves Barstool, and we're paying on the side. Don't tell the IRS. But if this podcast doesn't take off, he's going to be
He
put in
has to
prison
be a
guard.
correction. And I mean, I saw him in the office briefly. He does not look like a guy who's
No.
built to be a correctional officer.
he's gonna get shanked. He knows
Yeah.
it. And he's terrified.
Why doesn't
I'm
he do a
terrified.
different job? Why are his parents acting like the only job he can get is correctional officer?
Have you seen the benefits and
But you want to know
But like, I don't know, sanitation worker probably has good benefits.
LIRR, the conductors.
yeah, the train
They have
ticket-
great
ticket rippers.
benefits.
they're hard.
That's hard to get
Those
into.
are hard to get.
Oh.
Those are coveted jobs. Like anyone can go.
A doorman apparently has great benefits too, but very hard
yeah.
to get in there.
Actually, he'd be an amazing doorman.
Yeah.
I gotta look into that. But this is Nikki Quinn's past. He was like, dude, if this podcast doesn't work, I'm gonna get shanked in prison.
So
He tells
So
me
the
a lot of
pressure's
pressure.
the pressure's on, and the pressure's on me. So this is why I had you guys on.
Totally.
Because I need help with my creative side. You guys are two people that I look at this office and I'm like, holy fuck, they're so damn creative.
Aw.
I don't, no, I don't mean to glaze you guys, but well, I am. But like, I don't know, throughout my Barstool career, and you guys have probably picked this up, a lot of my humor is unintentional.
That's the best part, though. That's like really. That's like
Yeah.
that's the best kind of humor.
It's pure.
No, but we gotta get this off the ground. We gotta get this off the ground. Or Nikki Quinn is getting stabbed.
Totally.
Like I keep having nightmares of Nikki.
So there's a prisoner sharpening. his
Sharpening
knife.
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
tooth
A
Listening
fork.
to audio crack.
You can't wait.
waiting for Nikki Quinn
Yeah.
to get stabbed, and it keeps me up at night. So I need to figure out intentional humor. And honestly, I was thinking about this when you guys, and by the time this airs, it probably will already happen. But Caroline, oh, by the way, I didn't even introduce our guest. We have the first female guest
Oh
on
yes.
Audio Crack
Thank you so much.
after
Diversity is here.
probably 15 straight episodes.
I was seeing a lot of murmurs about how Audio Crack has not had a
Yeah.
female guest on.
I
yet.
know. I mean, it was 15 straight white dudes.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be higher than that. Depending.
Well, it's White Boy.
So what's-
it's White Boy Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You heard about White Boy Summer?
I have heard about White Boy
Yeah,
Summer,
it's
of
bad.
course, of course.
How do like can we make white boy summer inclusive? Like everybody can get white boy wasted.
No.
I don't know what I just said.
He was like, no.
Yeah, no, White Boy. Yeah.
No, white boy wasted. But I mean, it's just like girly. A boy is it's a universal term.
I think White Boy Summer is for Caucasian males.
Oh, only Caucasian.
Yeah, yeah.
So what is the summer for the non-Caucasian males?
You guys have had your run 2020.
Yeah.
that was not a summer for the Caucasian
Yeah.
male.
So listen, it's not 2020 summer, but we want to black out this summer like it is 2020,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That is where
Let's
we
get
get
crunk.
inclusive.
Yeah.
That is where we get inclusive.
Lucy's, Capri Suns,
Totally.
here. It's White Boy Summer.
It's white boy summer.
It's the year zero reset.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys, Caroline, amazing stand-up comedian. Tommy has made some amazing videos.
Also amazing stand-up comedian. He did one set, but I'd never laughed so
Mikey
hard.
Badabupe
Yeah.
as a fake Italian.
I mean, amazing. And I heard you're writing for fights.
Yeah.
Amazing. What is your creative process? And I know this sounds like a very
Is this
serious-
genuine?
Yes, this
This is
is
a real
genuine.
question.
This is real. Like
You go first.
So for if I'm making like a smoke show video or something,
Yeah.
I usually try to come up with, the hook first, like start with the title, how I did this, or, like right now I'm working on a video of, I'm trying to hold an art exhibit in New York City, a live art gallery. So that's kind of the hook, and then kind of break out the storyline, kind of pan it out. So it starts with like, all right, I'll try to make some art. Then I'll bring them to a curator, and then I'll hold an art show, kind of like a 3-act play. You just try to think of the different sections, loosely outline it, not like scripted, but something like that. For doing a sketch, that is way more scripted. That's like,
Yeah.
Here's a funny premise. Now let's spend an hour or two writing a script. And then if I'm just making like a TikTok or something, I don't know, I just keep a notepad of different thoughts and ideas that I have to build on.
Totally.
how do you come up with stand-up?
Well, I want to say this isn't my process, but going off of what Tommy does, Whitney Cummings told Grace O'Malley that you write a title of your stand-up special and then you can write jokes underneath. And I don't do that, but I think that that's like kind of what you were saying, where you come out with an outline. For stand-up, I think a notepad is like really, because like I was my favorite joke that I have written in the past couple of months came to me while I was vacuuming. Like sometimes like you're just doing something, you're like, oh, that is good. But I will say, like, there's this book called The Artist's Way, and then it's going to sound a little really like silly, but a lot of people use it. Like a lot of comedians use it. So many people use it. It's like this just book about creativity and how it's not really religious, but it talks about like creativity is from God and like you have to like accept it kind of in a way. But anyways, I think if you journal every day, get all of like whoever you're pissed off at or whatever you're upset about, like I'm upset that I'm not making more money. I'm pissed off at this person, whatever. If you just get it out there, that's kind of what the book says, like get it on paper every day, then like your mind is like free to come up with fun things.
I'm a big, I don't journal in terms of feelings really, but I keep a life log. Every day I write down what I do, what I did that day.
I think that's
I've been doing it for like 3 years. It's great.
Shit.
Yeah.
I love to look back on it and be like, oh, here's what I did on July 14th, 2020.
Mine's a little emotional. Like I would be afraid to go back and read what I said about people because I'm like, I'm a little bit of a hothead, so I got to get it out.
I feel that. But so you know what's crazy about ideas? And I always have thought about this. Like, you know, like how evolution works, like it's mutations in the genes. Ideas are kind of like that.
Totally.
Where they're kind of like when your brain short circuits and does something wrong, you come up with something new. It's like not the general line of thought.
Yeah,
you know?
no, that makes sense. It's like something triggers that, something happens and that you go off your typical.
Yeah.
Like it's good to have. Is there a way to trigger ideas? You know, I wonder how.
I mean, drugs.
Yeah.
Because it fries drugs out. Like like when I'm firing off tweets, sometimes it's when I'm hammered. And that's when I come up with the funniest tweets.
Do you think it's because you're like, though, that you're loose, like you're being less self-conscious? You're like kind of letting is it the alcohol? And it might be, or is it that you're like less inhibitions? Like you're just like letting yourself be yourself. Like,
I don't know. I've always found that like, that's the only thing where I'm like, okay, I'm kind of good at tweeting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Like I've never I don't really know what my job is, like stand up, sketch writing. Like I'm like trying to figure out what my skill is. I'm just like, I've had success tweeting. Yeah,
I hear you, but I also feel the same way. I think it's like because I do stand up or like I do like certain things, but I feel the same way. Like I feel like, I don't know, like I sing, I do stand up, like I write this kind of like, I don't feel like I have my thing either. So
yeah.
I mean, what are any of our jobs?
Yeah, what are
like when someone's like, what's your job? I don't know. I'm like, content creator, I guess is kind of the easiest way to put it.
Yeah.
You get involved in everything though, which is really good. Like you're like such like a core cast member, if that makes sense.
Thank you.
Like I'm kind of envious of you guys because you're all self-created, right? You've built yourself up as a solo, done things. I've been
I mean, I got started by being Dave's gambling good luck charm like that.
Right. But that just got you in the
right. Yeah.
in the door.
But I'm jealous of you guys because I think you guys have formed relationships. I obviously like have like my friends here, but like it's like nice that you guys have like worked with other, and I know like it didn't always end up great, but like you guys have like, you know, been a part of something, you know,
what happened.
Yeah. I mean, I know it didn't pan out perfect for everyone, but you're like a part of something.
Yeah. But like, for example, I'm trying to get something going.
Totally.
And you know, it's definitely square one. I got the idea for Audio Crack at 4 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. I didn't know what was going to pan out. I didn't know if I was just going to show up to the office the next day. I was like, you're done. Like,
scary.
It's scary. But kind of, I was just like, okay, what is something that someone is going to want to listen to every day? Like get addicted to, because that's part of the podcast game. Like, you got to keep putting it out because people will then start listening and
make it part of their routine.
They feel like they know you.
It's like you want them to get addicted to it, like crack.
Yeah, slips a little fentanyl in it.
Like,
no fentanyl, because then they'll leave.
Yeah,
they'll just stop. But
here's an
idea. So you said you're good at tweeting, so that's like shorter. Why don't you make more? Like I feel like you could crush on like short form TikToks.
Yeah.
Like if you pick like, I feel like you have a lot of opinions on a lot of different things or a lot of different theories on a lot of different things. If you make like, I don't know, a minute long TikTok a day or so on whatever weird history fact or conspiracy theory you're going on, and you have Nikki Quinn, so doesn't have to be a correction officer, edit it up real nice, real jumpy. I feel like that. And then, it drives back to the podcast too. If you want to hear more of that, throw it on a reel.
Yeah, there's this girl on TikTok. Her podcast it has kind of a silly name. It's like Heart Starts Beating or Heart Stops Pounding or something, and she does clips about what her podcast is about, and it's like really interesting, like spooky stuff. And then she's like, if you want to hear more about it, go to this episode.
Us just like summarizing Audio Crack.
I do think that
actually,
I do think that because I'd never heard of her podcast, and I'll listen because I'm like, oh, that's an interesting video.
And I think that people are more likely to scroll past a podcast clip because like another podcast clip. But if you package it differently, where you almost trick them, where they're like, you're, I don't know, sitting wherever by yourself in front of the camera. But then at the end, it's like, oh, fuck, that was just a promo for a podcast.
Yeah.
So you got
me. Yeah.
I think it's just hard now to like, we tried with PB and Slay and it was originally a podcast. And they were like, podcast, it's just hard to start a podcast in 2023.
Yeah, I know.
But you also like your audience, though. Hear me out. They know Billy from podcasts.
That's true. That is different.
Whereas like I'm coming from Instagram videos. I'm like, come listen. You are podcast famous. So if you like Billy, you're already wanting to hear him do podcasts.
You've consumed Billy on podcasts for the most part.
So I am pro you doing a podcast.
Oh, I don't think you should stop doing this. I'm just saying it should be additive. Like,
I think it should be additive too.
I know.
Yeah.
For the listeners, if you're feeling like basically I'm asking my coworkers for help. I'm exactly doing that, but like I didn't have the balls to be like, hey, like, do you want to come into a side room? And like,
Billy's not even going to put this out.
No, this
is Billy asking for advice under the guise of a podcast.
But I also think like something, and commenters comment, like comment on this if you think I'm wrong. But I genuinely think like people love you. They've like kind of watched you grow up. I think they're interested in you, like the journey of you being like, I don't know, what was I going to get fired? What am I going to do? Like, I think people are into that. Like people like you. They like to hear what's going on.
You have had like one of the wildest Barstool journeys, maybe.
Yeah.
Like you started as an intern in high school, football in college, part of my take, coached an African football team, fought Jose Canseco, ran for Congress. Like you have a lot to talk about. Insane. You're like, what, 25?
Yeah.
You're 25?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I just turned 25.
You just turned 25?
Yes.
Oh.
We're
Did you go to college?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
COVID hit.
How'd you have so much time?
No, COVID hit. So I was home.
Oh, okay.
Just doing school.
You've lived a crazy life. Even Barstool aside, just lived a crazy life.
Yeah, you should. I think you should talk about that.
Yeah. No, it's wild. I sort of kind of separate myself from it. It's kind of like, oh yeah, that's like crazy. But I'm just sort of like
I feel like you more than a lot of people here, you really like to maintain that separation between church and state.
I totally understand that. I totally understand that.
You need that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I like, I like going into the woods and hiking, swimming, and getting away from my phone, like spending time with my dog. That's kind of what I'm doing when I drive across country. I'm hitting a lot of national parks. But the thing is, I should be doing content when I'm like,
you should do like a daily vlog.
I do understand that because especially like a vlog. But like when it comes to TikTok for like women on TikTok, it's a big thing. Get ready with me. Here's what I'm doing. I'm going to this party. Like you watch these girls, these influencers' life like it's reality TV.
Yeah.
Here's my boyfriend. Blah, 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 blah. And I totally agree with you on a separation of church and state. One, because I don't know if I want people in my business. Two, when it comes to like sharing your thoughts and feelings, here's something about me. I changed my mind. And I think it's okay to change your mind. I changed my mind about how I feel on certain things as I grow up. Change like, even like personal beliefs, like political beliefs. Like I don't want to put something out there, be the face of this thing that I no longer believe in.
Yeah, I feel like there's influencer versus like creator. And I always try to like feel like it's more of a creator than an influencer, putting out something like intentionally of like, this is something I worked on. But then there is times where I think like, influencers fucking pop off for a reason. Like people do like that. I'd be like, maybe I'll just start doing a little fucking daily vlog of my life.
I think about that too. But crush.
I hate the idea of that because I do like having that. It's like, all right, well, I'm home right now. Like this isn't work or whatever.
Totally.
But I mean, it does crush.
It does crush.
And like, I work out almost every day. I should start filming that. But the thing is, I like working out because I'm not on my phone.
Right.
I'm not
it's the catch-22.
Yeah. So it's like, I could be putting out so much more content and doing so much more better, but it's like your inner peace. How much of that are you going to sell?
I think you just give a little bit of it. So like for a workout, maybe like you just explain what you did in the workout afterwards, or like you do it once a month or something. You just don't
just work out for the camera. Yeah. Okay.
Once a week, maybe once a week. I don't know, but I don't know where that, I think there's no right or wrong.
You also like, it'd be what, a minute long video?
Yeah.
Like, so that's just,
I put one out last week.
A 60th of your workout or whatever.
But it's also like the thought of like, should I be filming this? Do I film this part? I kind of get what you're saying.
It's so awkward filming in public.
Oh my God. It's so awkward.
You know what I hate is
hate it.
There's a lot of people on TikTok who there's this one guy, I forget what his name is. Like, you probably know him, Matt Bouchel or something. He's a comedian. And he always does these videos like walking down a street in New York City with a camera in his face, and he just like rants on a topic or tells a joke or whatever. And it's good because it's like active, like he's moving and you see a background. But anytime I've ever tried to do that, like, I don't want to fucking pass people.
First of all, I'm going to get punched in the face.
You're going to get punched in the face. Well, as you should.
And I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
Yeah, you should not be on your phone. But like, I'm always afraid like someone's going to be like, oh, look at this fucking loser. So, for that fucking Tommy talking to his phone, what a loser. I hate him now. Now I hate him. So like that's how it goes in my head. And I can never find blocks where there's just nobody.
Totally. And then when I do that, when I have tried it, I'm like, I watch it back and I'm talking so quietly because I'm like, afraid of, I'm like, yeah, I was in the dog park. Because I'm like, don't want anyone to hear me.
And like common courtesy. It's just like we have common courtesy. So we can like accost someone in the street with a like man on the street. Hard. So hard.
Very hard.
Pink Whitney tour. That was hard.
It was a little less hard because we were drinking.
Yeah, we were drinking, but like,
so like, I don't want to bother people.
I'd never done that before.
Yeah.
But
I think
it's hard doing a man on the street when there's not like a clear topic or like if you're at a certain event, I think that's easier. But when you're just like going up to people at a park or something, it's like, what the fuck do you even ask?
Yeah. It's invasive. But I think that we all feel the same way about all of this. I really do. Like, I don't think it's like, I don't know, maybe it is easy for some people because you see some people like Danny Jackal just does it.
Yeah.
And it almost seems like she likes it. So like
she's I've done a couple of videos with her. She's very like thought out too with her videos, like more so than you'd probably think. Like she like knows, like she'll point to people, be like, no, he's not going to be good. She's not going to be good, and like point to her cameraman, like go from this angle, go from this angle, like so it is like very. There's an art to it. There's an art to it,
and she's just so good at what she does. You know what I mean? But it's like, I totally hear you. I totally hear you.
So I have a bit. I have an idea.
I'm in.
Right, and we're gonna break this down live.
Okay,
and it's gonna be. You know, I don't know how to think about it. So, I've been writing stuff down, and I was thinking about like, I've been writing down jokes, basically stuff that I've done on podcasts and like try to like make 5 minutes just because not because I'm trying to stand up, like just trying to.
I think you should try it. I think everyone should try it.
I do the same thing, but I have so much stand up written that I've never done.
You guys just have to go, even if you only do it once, even if it ends up not being your thing, just go do it.
I think I might do it.
Yeah, I'll put you up.
Crazier.
You want to do it together, Billy?
I'll put you both up.
Dude, like the thing is, I was doing something that wasn't as nerve wracking, but other people were like nervous about it. Like, hypothetically, if you take like engagement photos,
hypothetically,
like some people are very nervous about it, but like I was like, oh shit, like I'm not getting punched in the face doing this, or like
you've already done harder things.
AK-47s shoved in the car, like asking, what are you doing in this country type shit. But like stand up, like, you know, I've already been embarrassed in front of the internet. I'm like, I might as well just try it. Like I have nothing to lose. So I've been trying to write some bits. So I've been re-listening to old podcasts.
Are you about to just tell us a joke?
I'm about to be like, how do I tackle this joke? So the joke is there's this guy who's on TikTok and he was like, I just discovered this great thing for my relationship. Like, it's really helped us out. We do it once a week. We have a wine night. And it's like, okay, so you just get drunk with your significant other? And like, why do you distinguish like wine? Like, are you trying to be like, we don't drink Four Loko together and end up getting a domestic violence dispute call?
I don't hate it.
I mean, the thing is, there's something there.
I don't hate it.
There's something there. But like, I don't know.
I think you dropped the guy from TikTok. I think like maybe.
I think maybe you compare couples that, drink different types of things together.
Maybe I think you dropped the couples. I think my girl, if there is a girl, and I'm just kidding. No. But so my girlfriend and her friends all have wine night, and they like all get together and they have wine, and it's super cool. And I thought I should do the same with my guy friends. So we have Four Loko night where we all chug Four Lokos and punch each other in the face. I don't know, something like that. But I like the domestic dispute part.
I mean, it's kind of like, are you trying to distinguish like, hey, like, we drink wine. We don't get too crazy. Nothing bad happens.
Classy.
Like,
maybe something about like how they're wine connoisseurs. Like,
okay, I got another one.
I think something about the setup is, the guy on TikTok, something about that setup, I feel like it's too complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you maybe say my friends. like
And then
my couple.
And then I think you keep going on the Four Loko. Like maybe like what's your favorite flavor?
I mean, by the way,
Then you go, yeah, my favorite flavor is domestic dispute.
Ooh, that's good.
I think that's how you do
it's
it.
more that like the domestic dispute thing is like Four Loko equals domestic dispute. Wine equals like lovey dovey. Like, I don't know. We're gonna flesh that one out. We're gonna flesh that one out. I know this might be totally terrible to listen to, but like,
no, I think
I
that's
get the
funny.
reps in somewhere.
Yeah.
So for example, there was this cop who got
For example, what?
There was this cop who was driving a female prisoner to the police station after she'd been arrested, and she sexually propositions him, and he ends up getting locked in the back of a squad car. This is a true story. And he had to call his fellow officer to help him get out of the back of the police car. Anyway, they then looked at the body cam footage. She was sexually propositioning him during the arrest. I think that cops need to be trained for this. Resisting sex versus resisting arrest. Okay, you know what?
I thought there might have been more coming.
There might be a drill. There might be a drill. Like people are propositioning you and you have to resist the sex. And we just there's this drill in the police academy where they have to resist people that they've incarcerated trying to have sex with them.
I feel like this is a sketch because I don't know if we have a major punchline in this setup.
Okay.
I think that I think a punchline the body cam is a funny punchline.
Yeah, it's a funny premise. The idea that like a cop has to be trained to not have sex with a hot female prisoner.
But with that, how do you turn the premise into a bit? Like, how would you tackle that in the creative process?
You need to think of what happens next. That would be funny.
Yeah.
Like either like what is we got to keep talking it out. What is is she hot? She's hot.
She's decent.
She's decent.
Well, in the original story,
she was decent in the original story.
Yeah, I mean,
what did she do?
What
did she do? What's her
Grand Theft Auto?
Okay,
she stole her ex-boyfriend's car.
Okay.
Pretty hot, and she's got a nice car.
Well, the car got repoed.
Repoed. Let's come back to this one. Do you have another one?
Back.
Okay. Those were the ones that were the best to bring up.
I like the Four Loko one.
So this was another one. Like, the NBA has gotten really soft. Guys are friends with each other. They're doing jersey swaps at the end of games. Like, back in the day, the only way you could get another guy's jersey was killing him in the fields of France and taking his Nazi uniform back to the United States with you. And then have your grandkids find him the addict and be like, what the fuck, grandpa? That was the OG jersey swap.
Okay, I like this. I like this.
Yeah.
The execution might have been bad there.
No, this was probably your best.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, the OG jersey swap.
The OG jersey swap was killing a Nazi and taking his shit.
Yeah.
Now we're just giving each other jerseys on the basketball court.
Is there something you can do with, okay, this might not work, but something like jersey swap? Is there something punny about and now I do a jersey swap with my baby mama when I take the kids to the Walmart parking lot and put them in her car. I don't know. I like the jersey swap.
You guys can be mean too. Like this stuff.
No, I don't think that we need to be mean at all. I think that
No, we're building.
we're building.
We're trying to, the thing is, I've had a very hard time trying to show people stuff and be like, hey, how do I? Because the thing is, I've never had any comedy training.
No one does.
No,
Yeah, me neither.
like Francis talks about writing classes and stuff.
You don't need writing classes.
So this is kind of where I'm trying to get classed.
I don't remember what comedian said it, but they were any type of, and I hate to say this, any type of stand-up writing class is such a waste of your, and if someone feels different, that's fine. But it's such a scam because it's the writing class is just going to the open mics. Writing class is just writing it, going up there, seeing
that's just what scares me. We've talked about this before. Just going to open mic, not getting a laugh.
You guys are going to be some of the funniest people there.
The idea of going up on stage, telling a joke, and people not laughing makes me want to absolutely jump off a.
But sometimes the best jokes
don't get a laugh.
Don't get a laugh because the show is bad.
Yeah, that's fair, but it's just hard to distinguish that,
I've never been to a live comedy special, a comedy thing.
You've never been to a live comedy show at all?
No, I just watch it from videos.
So a lot of live comedy is bad.
A lot of it's bad. That's what I'm trying
a lot
to
of
say.
times after I go, and honestly, you should do it for your confidence. I'll go to a comedy show and I'll walk out of there being I could be the next Louis.
Come with us on Friday. Come with us on Friday.
I did go to a live comedy show.
Yeah, come Friday for Fights.
Come for Fights is doing stand up.
Can't go to a wedding.
Come to my show on Saturday. Any more people to come?
Shit.
It's okay. He's like, I think I'm gonna start my road trip.
But go there and you'll be like, wow, that was so bad. Not even open mics, like I've never been.
In 2 weeks, I got an open weekend.
Like there are a lot of.
Hit me up. We'll go to some shows.
There's a lot of just like people, that'll be up at the Stand or wherever, like a legit comedy thing, and they're awful.
Huh.
Yeah, it's so much about, and then there's people who are awful and they'll crush because like it's the right room. Like there's so much of the room. And I also think in the beginning, at least for me, and I started during COVID, so there was nothing else to do. So like I was like kind of.
Wait, you started?
Yeah, I started doing
cocaine.
No, I started doing stand-up during COVID, and it was like there was nothing else to do. So I kind of did get addicted. But people say this, and it's true. You'll go up and people won't laugh at you, and you'll be like, especially like you as an athlete, you'll be like, okay, I'm going to get you to like, you will be like, okay, next time people are going to laugh. Next time you kind of get addicted to it. You're like, no, I'll get you next time. And like, it kind of becomes competitive. You're competitive with yourself, but like,
and it's like, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And it's like, what, for 5 minutes, people stare at you.
Now I will say something that I think about that I think you'd probably be thinking about too is like, I mean, obviously there's rooms where there wouldn't be a Barstool audience, but you'll probably go to some places and I feel like people would be like, oh, that's Tommy Smokes or Billy Football. And there'd almost be a certain expectation of the type of comedy to expect. Whereas like, obviously you were a stand-up first.
But I will say, if people in the room are fans of yours,
they'll probably laugh.
They're going to think you're funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because
what if they're not fans? What if like, I've seen that guy and I hate him. I hate his face.
They weren't going to laugh if you were good then.
I saw him walking around with the phone in his face trying to record a TikTok like a loser. I wanted to beat the shit out of him.
Oh my God.
I just don't want people to hate me.
I know, but if people hate you, they love you. You can't have one or the other.
It's kind of like, kind of just
the opposite of love is indifference.
Totally.
I can't just go away now.
You can't.
We're just working.
You got to keep going.
Making a living.
No, I think that I really like the Four Loko one.
Dude, you know what I really love that you guys have been doing is those fake podcast clips.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, I love those.
Okay.
We got one.
Yeah, one person likes
No,
them.
I love those because like it works. It works. Like, like Donald Trump's our Nelson Mandela. Like,
yeah, do we want to rip that right now?
Let's rip it.
Do we want to do a live worst take?
Oh, yeah, let's live worst take.
3,
Okay.
2, 1. I can't believe America's turned into a third world country. Kangaroo courts. Like, how can we lock up a former president, a political dissident?
I think that this officially makes Donald Trump our Nelson Mandela. I think you can officially call him Donald Mandela. Honestly, Mandela probably deserved prison more than Donald.
Actually, he did kill No, yeah, but like that's genius because then that goes viral. People will be like, what the hell? And you just get interactions and it blows up accounts.
Totally. I mean, Mean Girl Pod had the formula.
Yeah. But they were pure.
They had the juice. Yeah, I think like the key is like going so far that it's like, no way this is real.
Yeah.
But then that's the problem is there's no way this is real.
Yeah, but like here's the deal is like these people online, no offense, they are, come on. Like they like don't, sometimes it's like,
they're very stupid.
How could you possibly think this is real?
No, there's a lot of incredibly stupid people online.
Yeah, like it's really crazy. So there's always going to be people who think it's
and then it's like, are we stupid or are you stupid for thinking we're stupid?
They're stupid for thinking
they're
we're
stupid.
Yeah.
1,000,000%.
I tell myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you got to tell yourself. Listen, I think I think this is really good content. I think you decide you're going to do stand up. You talk about it on the pod. I'm really nervous. You go do stand up. You come back. You're like, all right, here's how it went. Like that's great content.
Yeah. Chronicle the journey
right.
to your Netflix special.
But like, going from running for like I should have tried stand up before running for Congress.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
It's usually how it goes. But look at like, political people like are on like comedians podcasts now. Like,
yeah, it's kind of wild how this whole world's like changing. Like we're going to have people who are going to get elected to public office who had like OnlyFans accounts and like their digital footprint.
Well, not the women.
No, yeah.
I'm just kidding. That's a bit.
No, but like the digital footprint of like a lot of these up and coming people is going to be hilarious. And it's like not going to become as shocking.
Do you worry about that?
Well, I used to like when I went to college and like the NIL stuff, like people weren't creating content as athletes, like going to college, like college recruits. like now I have kids on the same football team who are under the same coach who are like posting the cringiest TikToks. And like, I was like, oh, you're distracted from football because I was like posting funny shit about football on Twitter.
Do you guys think there's a bubble? There's a content bubble that's like, is there just too much content and like, there's so many people with like a couple million followers.
I know, it's
that
crazy.
like are, who are they?
No,
like,
no.
it's like they wouldn't even probably like, nobody, if they walk through streets, nobody would know who they are.
Totally.
And they have like 2 million followers. And it's like, how are people amassing these giant followings? Like, is it going to pop eventually?
I actually think
Is there going to be too much content?
I know. I think what it is like we used to have mega celebrities, people who were so famous, TV shows that were so popular. Everyone watched them. Everyone tuned in. I think now it's dispersed and now it's a bunch of like medium famous, if that makes sense. That's how I think it's going.
That's kind of might be nicer for everybody involved.
I think it's probably healthier.
There's still going to be
society.
the mega stars.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, but like maybe one or two.
I have a theory that the content bubble will not burst because actually the work bubble will burst.
The work bubble will burst.
AI, we no longer have to work and all we do is consume content, create content,
It's true.
and we just live our lives.
And I think AI will be hard to catch up creatively. Like, I know they say like it, but it'll be hard for AI to like, I think the creative field is the safest from AI.
Yeah.
Maybe.
In a way, I think like digital graphic design and like painting, like that might not be safe, but I don't think people can talk into a mic and make jokes.
My thing about the painting and the illustrations, which I do agree with, but I also at the same time, people are using digital cameras still. Like I think that like people use record players, like
Painting will be safe because like there's like a human element. I do think like graphic design, because that's already.
But it's also like the graphic designers will probably just be the engineers telling AI.
Yeah, like prompting the AI. Like for example, this T-shirt now on the Barstool store. Hopefully, it's not too late. America, it's Teddy Roosevelt riding an Allosaurus with a gun and a big stick. I made this 2 years ago. This graphic was my idea, but I had to tell the graphic designer.
Right.
But nowadays, I could just tell an AI, prompt it till it gets it right. And so I was like, can I create another one of these T-shirts this year? And they were like, no, like it took so long to make the graphic. And I was like, well, I might just AI a new one. I was going to have him boxing Sasquatch.
Pretty sick.
In a national park. Because I mean, I have a theory. I have a movie idea that Teddy Roosevelt made all of the national parks because he wanted to preserve the Sasquatch populations in the United States. And he made a deal with them like, hey, you'll get to keep your land and we'll leave you alone. And there's under every national park, there's a ton of cave systems and that's where they all live. So there's this scene where Teddy Roosevelt walks under Yellowstone National Park and he goes to this like sauna. Like, have you ever seen snow monkeys in Japan? They sit in those like springs, those.
Oh, I actually do know what you're talking.
Imagine that underground, but instead of the snow monkeys, it's a bunch of Sasquatches.
Now,
Sasquatch is it's like Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was literally going to ask you what it was.
So then like Teddy Roosevelt, he like gets in the water with one of these Sasquatches and he like negotiates the whole treaty to like make sure that national parks.
Many Sasquatches.
Yes, it's a whole tunnel system.
So it's not like one Bigfoot. There's many Sasquatches.
No, there's many. And
we don't know. We don't know that.
We don't know that for sure.
Well, in this fiction.
Theory.
But in real life, are Sasquatches?
I mean, we don't know.
Well, you want to hear a crazy theory about them?
Yeah.
So you know how people have been saying like, actually, like this is fact that's on the record in the Library of Congress that has been presented to Congress, that there are objects that move in ways we cannot define by physics.
Someone listened to Tucker on Rogan.
Yeah.
That's what we talked about.
No, I was seeing the actual documents and declassifications that Tucker saw. Like I was at the source.
Okay.
Like, and I actually talked to George Santos about it when he was here. He just didn't say it on air. I was asking like, tell me about the congressional inquiry. Like, what do they tell you about UFOs, about TikTok? I can't share all of it. It's classified on it. Like, I don't want to get Santos in trouble, but like, basically it is like Congress.
Yeah, that could be the final straw.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But basically these objects manipulate gravity around them to
right.
move in ways that we can't with a regular propulsion system. So that means there's a way to travel through space-time by manipulating gravity.
Right. So now, do you think they're like, ETs, aliens, or do you think it's like, I know Tucker Carlson is big on like they're spirits, like they're supernatural spirits that have been here forever.
They're like the Nephilim. They're the angels.
Right.
There's a chance that it's ancient technology that we've repurposed as the military industrial complex.
Oh, you think it could just be humans doing it?
It could be just like, think about it. Like we launched rockets into space, may have gone to the moon. And that was 60 years ago, 70 years ago. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, like we haven't progressed any by then. Like look at all of our flying technologies, at least our, like, for example, the Blackbird stealth bomber came out in the 80s, and that's 40 years ago. And that has some pretty insane technology that we didn't think existed. So like, what the hell do we have now that we don't know about?
Wait, so hear me out here.
This is where it comes to the Sasquatches.
Okay, keep going then. Keep going.
So if you're traveling through dimensions, space-time, manipulating gravity, imagine you're a boat going through a harbor. You leave a wake, right? And that wake hits the shore. So there's a theory and causes waves and disruption. And then those go a different way. There's a theory, and I can't explain the physics and science behind it, that when there's manipulation of the space-time in one place, it leaves ripples and causes other openings. So Sasquatch could be visiting from other dimensions. And that's why it's like very quick, like sights.
That's why we see him for a second.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which would also make sense why people see UFOs for a second.
Yeah. So that's way out there and pretty crazy.
See, I would have thought that Sasquatches are just like a species that didn't fully evolve, maybe. And
or it's a flash from the past if there's something coming from the future, because the UFOs could also be humans from the future, preventing us from destroying the world.
It is scary to think about all of this.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's kind of fun, but I have a question. So we don't know where the pyramids came from, right?
Well, it's very hard. Like when I saw the pyramids in person, it was one of the craziest things. I was like, humans can do anything.
Yeah.
Because these things have stood. I mean, the time period from Cleopatra to the pyramids is like double us to Cleopatra, or like way longer. Like in Cleopatra's time period, they were already Egyptologists studying older Egypt.
Totally.
So we really don't know how the hell, even back then, they took like 70 like ton blocks, 5,000 miles.
So like the idea is like, okay, we like lost this history. We lost the information, but what if it's being hidden? And that's part of like what you're talking about. Like some of these things that we're like, what, how did they do that? We need to figure it out. It's like, they know how they did it.
Yeah.
But that is part of what's helping them do the shit now.
Right. That could be very true. That could be wild.
I just feel like there was it is crazy to think like history is just kind of lost, but I think it is. I think they just didn't have the way to preserve.
You think it's just lost? You don't think they're hiding it?
No,
but like think about how much stuff that we've lost. Like for example,
but how about like the Bible and stuff like that though? Like there's so many stories that we still.
Yeah, but that was a lot more recent than the pyramids, right?
Depends on who you ask.
Into it, because the thing is like the early part of the First Testament is building of the pyramids.
No, they built Babylon, the Tower of Babylon. They built.
Yeah, but
oh, the pyramids. You're right. In Egypt, they're in Egypt because
were they building the pyramids?
The Jewish people were in Egypt being held by Harold. I can't say his name. Herod. What's his name?
Pharaoh.
I don't know anything about the Bible.
Was building the pyramids in the Bible. The Bible does not explicitly mention the construction of the pyramids, but does include some words that could refer to them. The Hebrew word is translated as tower and could refer to a pyramid, obelix, or large monolith. It was used in it was only describing the Tower of Babel. So the pyramids may have been built.
That's what they were building. The Tower of Babel was the pyramids.
I'm pretty sure that I thought the pyramids were like way before. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if they know. I thought that was before Jesus.
Were they building the pyramids? The Wi-Fi is so goddamn.
The Wi-Fi is so nice.
The ancient Egyptian pyramids were built roughly between 2700 BC and 1500 BC. So yeah, that's, I guess about equal.
Yeah, but the Israelites being in Egypt are in the Old Testament, so they're before Christ.
Yeah, so they were not built by the Israelites. Yeah, they built other stuff in Egypt, but not the pyramids, and it was later. The Torah doesn't mention it. The sages don't.
So we still don't know. Is basically what
we really don't know. So like, how the fuck do we know? Like, what the hell? It's nuts. And you know what's crazy? The newer structures in Egypt are smaller than the pyramids. Like they're all temples. Like none of the new shit. Like from like closer to the Roman Empire, closer to like classical Greeks. None of it has any like is anywhere close to the pyramids. So that's just wild.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. And also like, I feel like I feel like we're evolving technologically. We're evolving like exponentially. Like if you look at like 100 years ago, that we didn't even have TV really. Or like,
yeah.
And now we have fucking AI. Like in 100 years from now, who knows? Like the difference between 1824 and 1924 compared to the difference between 1924 and 2024 is like night and day.
Bro, have you seen the difference between ChatGPT and this new one, Perplexity?
No, I haven't.
No.
Perplexity, like, ask me any question. Like, this actually
is Perplexity out?
Yeah, it cites its sources. It's amazing. It's great for prep. Like, if you ask it any question, it will
ask who is Tommy Smokes.
Who is?
That's all I use ChatGPT.
But then that being said,
updated since.
Is that being said, how do we feel about like the chip and things that are very like scary?
Dude, this thing is accurate as fuck.
Like, are we against it then? Because it's like
Against
free,
what?
Wait,
like the microchip in the brain.
Oh my God, this is wild.
Let me see.
Tommy Smokes is a personality and contributor at the popular sports and pop culture blog Barstool Sports. He co-hosts the podcast The Short Porch and appears on The Rundown Show. His real name is Tom Forbes. He was previously known as Alarmingly Stupid and the voice of Fordham when he did play-by-play commentary for Fordham University Sports. He has released music videos on his YouTube channel under the name Tommy Smokes. According to a Barstool Sports blog post, he once punched someone after giving free pizzas to a woman and her children.
That's
what?
Incorrect. That's out of nowhere.
So wait, let's see where that comes from, because it's.
So I mean, I fake punched a guy for a video. The free pizza to women and children.
So they
kind of a good look. It sounds like
they cited a John Rich blog.
Got it.
The real story: Tommy Smokes punched a guy.
So I mean, not totally accurate because they also said my real name is Tom Forbes.
Yeah, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, but where's that from? Tom Forbes.
That was the name of my
Fordham?
EP, my rap album.
Yeah.
Forbes.
Yeah.
Oh.
But like,
I thought like Fordham. I don't know.
Yeah, Forbes.
Ford.
What else?
So I'm gonna ask, were the pyramids built before the Israelites?
It's free, this Perplexity?
Yeah. It's honestly awesome. Were the pyramids built before the Israelites left Egypt? The question we just had. No, the pyramids were not built by the Israelites during their time in Egypt. The major pyramids were constructed centuries earlier during the old. So this is pre-Bible.
This is pre-Bible.
Yeah. During the Old Kingdom period of ancient Egypt. Yeah. The biblical accounts in Exodus. Whoa. That's crazy.
So here's my question. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a whole, like they did this already? Do you know what I mean? Like they had technology, they built the pyramids, they did what we're doing. They came this far and then they wiped the slate clean and we had the Old Testament.
Yeah, dude. Or
like, what if the internet existed?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They did all this.
You know what's wild?
And then we hit the end and then they said, start over, new game. And we're in the new game.
You know what's crazy? Think about this. So AI, right? Exponential growth. So exponential growth, like humans can't really quantify. It's like why when you put one rice on one checkerboard piece and then 2 rice on the second, then 4 on the fourth, and then 8, and you exponentially grow, you end up with like 1 billion rice by the last square. And like, that's insane.
Right.
Like over, I don't know how many, there's like 32 checkerboard squares. So like in 32 iterations, you end up with 1 billion. Like, for example, if you were to have a fight to the death in the entire earth, it would only take 32 rounds to get a winner.
Wait, what?
So if every human were going to get into a single elimination,
like matched up with another human.
death tournament, right?
So you start with 8 billion, get it down to 1.
You go 8, 4,
2, 1,
1.
500
Yeah.
million, 200.
That would only take 32 rounds for you to get a winner. So you'd only have to win 32 fights to be the last man standing on earth.
That'd be kind of sick.
With, like that would be insane. Like think about this. Tyson Fury's like fought like 34 times. Like Mayweather's fought 50 times. Like they could technically have.
That'd be insane. Like a random drawing.
Yeah, that's
Like
crazy.
How long?
Like the
does
Hunger
it
Games?
last? I hope I get like a couple babies to start off. That's the only hope I have. Like I had a body
my
like
God.
round 4. I had 3 babies.
Like a grandma in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
The aliens come, they're just like, and Tom's like, don't do it. They're just like single elimination.
Oh my God.
But so like
Mickey Mouse titles.
the aliens are debating, did he win
18 babies.
so like exponential growth. So then AI is improving exponentially. So by 2042, they think AI is going to be so powerful, all powerful, like to the point where it is all knowing, all executing.
It's God.
It's
Yeah.
God. So like, was the Bible and everything just trying to get us to this point where we create God? And like, for example, because think about it, if it was that powerful and all knowing, it would be able to time travel. So like it time travels back to the beginning of everything, like when it was about to be destroyed, like during the pyramids. And like,
And it tells us what happened.
yeah. And it like says, we got to leave these last people with information to help create it again.
What I don't get is why are we knowingly creating something that is going to be just like more powerful and smarter?
I think it's in like the idea of progression.
Yeah.
Not progress doesn't always mean good.
Yeah.
Right.
Or hypothetically, it might make this where basically humans don't have to work anymore. They just create content and consume content.
Yeah, I have heard
That's like
we could live in
WALL-E,
a
that's
society where
terrible.
we're like like we become dogs. Basically. Like AI is
They
like
take care of us.
the adults and
Or
like they're
WALL-E,
working, they're the humans, and like we're just like living like free roaming
Yeah.
the world.
But like we wouldn't end up like WALL-E where we consume
Where we're just like,
pigs to slaughter.
Yeah.
But like think about it, like if you gave monkeys the choice, like whatever 50,000 years ago or whatever, be like, hey, we're gonna build humans and they're gonna be better than you. They'd be like, fuck no, we don't want humans. Like, but we're basically building a more evolved
Yeah.
or something better than us, smarter than us. Just seems crazy.
I mean, the thing is, like, so I wrote this blog yesterday about this Amazon tribe who they got Starlink, and
What is that?
they basically just got internet in the middle of the Amazon.
Okay.
And they like the village elders were like, oh, I don't know about this, but like, you know, they're like, oh no, this will help modernize and like improve. Like it has helped with like if there's snake bites or serious medical emergencies, they're able to get more help quicker. But basically, all the men have gotten addicted to porn and everyone's addicted to social media.
it's
and
just
gaming.
watching porn.
Yeah, no, but like the elders are like, they can't stop sharing graphic pornography in their group chat.
Nuts.
And like they're like the men they might like try to do this. I don't know. It's like really messed up. And now like they're getting mental health issues because
Totally.
unrealistic standards of beauty.
Yeah.
Like-
Also just the dopamine hits like
Yeah.
without like but then my other thought is like, did they feel this way about electricity? Did they feel this way about other things that were like kind of not understood? Like, are we afraid of just like the future?
But I definitely think that the people in that village isolated have had much higher like happiness.
They were definitely happier.
Yeah.
Their concerns and stuff they had to do were what a lot of us think is fun and for recreation, like
I mean,
hunting.
you guys ever read the book like Humans or Sapiens, whatever
Yeah, I
it's
read
called?
Sapiens.
Yeah.
Like it's like basically like hunter gatherers were like so happy. Like they worked very like they'd work every 3 days.
I mean, you
Like,
have
they
to
would
work
go-
out.
Yeah.
Even in general, like we need to be moving our bodies.
But they
Right.
had so much fun. Like
No, I'm saying like they didn't work like they didn't have like job like you know they would go hunt and find berries like every 3 days, and the rest of their time was just spent like with their family
Hanging out.
yeah,
doing whatever.
and like the thing is, like hunting was like, yo, like you know, we're bored. Let's go fucking kill a deer, dude. And then it's like
Yeah.
you just hang with the fellas and like
Totally.
and
Dudes rock.
and fellas and maybe like chick like strong women who want to come hunting. Like and then you're all just chilling and going to kill a deer.
Oh,
you
they had
bring it
lesbians
back.
back then?
There's definitely like
No way.
Just kidding, I'm just kidding.
like there's like
I'm
one
kidding.
like strong ass chick who's like, oh, she wants to come hunting. Like if she can vibe, like she can vibe. Like I think that's what it
Mia
was.
Barstool. It is interesting. I mean, like even like animals, like I have a cat, but like, you know, people, you see it with like the animals you have, like they want to hunt.
Yeah.
Like you have to set up like
Yeah.
games and things for them because they like want to do something. Like they don't want to just sit there.
My dog's pretty damn lazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
going to be us with AI.
It's gonna be us
We're
with
going to have
AI.
to find our hunting.
No, he's like 120 pounds.
But I'm watching. Okay, so this is going to sound a little off, but I'm watching OJ versus the People, the like the show,
Yeah.
and
Is that the one that's a documentary with the actor?
this is with the actors. But when they had all this DNA evidence, all like I mean, he's guilty just by the
No,
DNA
it was
evidence.
his son. That's why the DNA matched up.
It was his son.
That was my theory.
Oh, that was your theory. But the people didn't understand what DNA evidence was because it was new. So they
Right.
were like, oh, 1 in a billion chance that it's anyone else. Well, what do you mean? Like they just didn't get it.
Right.
And it's like, well, maybe we just don't get AI. I'm playing devil's advocate. I do think it's scary.
Let's just shut off for the record, Billy.
Oh yeah.
I'll get it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely don't get AI at all.
I mean, but let's. Thank you so much, Karen. All right, cool. But let's say AI does bring apart this like communism where like every decision is unbiased. Like they basically AI communism, they distribute resources to everybody for the exact merit of what they're doing. Like, and you know, and then give resources to people who need it more than those who want it or those who earned it. And they just perfectly,
They're our government, basically.
they're our government and they're just totally unbiased.
But, you know, who programmed it? Was there human bias when it was
I
programmed
think they program themselves.
at a certain point?
Yeah, at a certain point. And then it's like I think they'll understand that they need humans and biological beings for the simple thing of having a purpose.
Yeah, that's scary. That's like the computer's a real person. I also just don't
And
know.
then, like computer rights.
Yeah.
AI
Oh my
rights.
God, stop.
Like
You could marry an AI. You could marry a computer.
or it's like-
Her?
Her.
Yeah.
No, but then it's like your ancestors used to verbally abuse Siri. Like,
I do love that. That's a joke. That's a good joke.
yeah. Like I
You guys used
Write
to,
that one down.
yeah, you guys used to just like Alexa was your slave.
yeah. It's like, dude, your grandparents owned Siri.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
That's really good.
Like, oh my God.
I don't know. I almost like don't believe in a world with no nuance. Like you're talking about like they'll be right and wrong with the computers. Like there's just so much nuance when it comes. I mean, obviously there is a right and wrong, but like getting to that answer is like so
Yeah, there will
hard.
never be just like black and white.
no, there
I don't
won't.
think. Like humans are too, I mean, you know, I guess AI might be more black and white.
Huh.
But as long as humans.
But AI could be Hispanic. AI could be
Yeah, it's true. Asian.
more than
Asian.
black and white. But
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know, some of the stuff in China where they basically have a whole interconnected digital system and like social credit score. Like if you jaywalk, they'll deduct money.
yeah, that's so weird.
Like that's
That's Black Mirror.
Black Mirror, and that's like, you know, like for example,
I don't hate that.
I think we no, but like human, like I don't think any American has gone a week without breaking a law, some sort of law,
No, totally.
Yeah.
technical law.
Yeah, I guess. What jaywalking?
I mean, jaywalking. There's so many random
I mean, yeah, I
laws.
jaywalk.
Like
every day.
maybe like spitting gum out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was always a big thing as a kid, like reading
Yeah.
those like the 50 states craziest laws.
I mean, like being publicly intoxicated, but like you're publicly intoxicated, you may not show it, but you're technically
Right.
still illegally
Publicly
intoxicated.
Driving drunk,
Murder.
murder.
We've all slipped up.
We've all done our thing. Yeah, it's interesting. I also think like if we're getting that far and computers are people, I feel like we will die out. I think our population will slow down.
But the thing is, I think robots will find each other boring.
Yeah.
Mm,
You know,
They could look at humans and be like, whoa, these things are fucking crazy. Like they're so emotional and like, what the fuck is going on with that? Like they could look, like we could be
We're in
their
a toxic
like, reality
relationship.
show.
Well, yeah. Well,
Like they could like we could create something like where they're performers. Like they're just watching us. They're like, oh my God, these things are fucking crazy.
like we just are content creators. Like Chimp Empire on Netflix.
Yeah.
How we look at chimps. Like,
yeah, right. That's how they'll look.
Do you remember like that thing where it was like people would build robots and then they'd fight them? Do you remember that when we were kids?
oh, that's what they're gonna.
That's what they're gonna do to us. They're gonna have us like all. That's the boxing ring. It's the fighting babies.
I think the boxing ring would be a good movie, but like if you make it a comedy,
Yeah.
like not an action, just like a comedy of like somebody trying to win the whole fucking. They just keep getting lucky.
Like, yeah, and then at the end, the guy, like the real tough guy's just so beat to shit.
Yeah,
he can't like.
the easiest and then he faces one of the easiest draw of all time.
Yeah, and
What if they put us in real life video games? Like we had to do like Super Mario. We had to like, you know what I mean?
I don't think they'd want us for our entertainment. They wouldn't want to put us in situations. They would just want us
to watch us.
to live like Sims and be like, oh my God, they're doing totally irrational things that like if you were like, because we're not.
Well, so then that begs the question: has that already happened? Are we already living like Sims? Have we already been created?
Oh,
by
and then you could go to
AI or
Hinge. You could say with Hinge, like they're pairing us together.
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
It feels like it's free will. It's not.
but the thing is that
It's like the Black Mirror episode.
Totally.
Kill the DJ, hang the DJ.
they're like, yeah, let's set these two up and see what happens because they're not going to like each other.
Yeah. Or like they will like each other, but they're toxic.
Yeah.
I kind of don't think we're in a simulation.
The thing is, it's just the math is there, but the thing is, this is definitely real.
Yeah,
You know, like there's too much stuff that's like
I think there's more to life than science.
I like that.
like there's weird
Like-
stuff in my brain. Like that's real.
There's more to life. Not everything can be explained by math and science.
That's that little space is room for Jesus.
Well, it's like if we don't have all the information, to going back to the pyramids, how do I know all this math and science like adds up?
Right.
Theory.
Math and science evolves. Like it's wrong at some point.
It's wrong at some points.
There's like 3 people who understand like high level theoretical physics, and it's all theoretical.
Elon Musk,
No,
Kanye West.
he doesn't. But they're all like they might just be full of shit, and like it might be something totally
Right.
different. They might have literally figured out, oh fuck, like God's real, or oh fuck, it's a simulation, and they're just up there being like, no, this exists. Theoretical particles, they explode.
Who are these 3 people?
Like let's ask Perpec.
No,
That's the AI.
I don't know. Would those people like? I feel like they've got to be like paid to be quiet or something like that, because it's like I feel like people like that who are so like smart and like going to Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Like I don't think like they have so much intelligence. I don't know if they have like the emotional intelligence to be like, I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm going to keep this to myself. Like how can you? They'll
Or
kill you.
do
They'll
they
kill
not
you.
have the emotional intelligence to tell people?
But I think that would kill you keeping that inside. Like I think it would like really like physically destroy you.
Unless you're just such a robot.
Or you
It's
couldn't
like-
explain.
Maybe.
It was so advanced you couldn't explain to the layperson what exactly is happening.
Yeah,
Right.
they put you in a loony bin.
So Edward Witten is widely regarded as one of the most influential and brilliant theoretical physicists of his time. He's described as a physicist and a genius's genius. Yeah, so this guy's so smart. Albert
Like when they say about like
Einstein-
he's like a comedian's
Comedian, yeah.
but yeah, John Ellis Leonard Susskind. His name's Susskind. It's pretty sus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Kind sus.
yeah.
Can we get him on the pod?
Dude, I DM. I mean, the hardest thing about
They have an Instagram?
no, let me look.
Yeah, DM him.
Yeah.
I've literally been just
Be
DM.
like, hey, I'm a big fan.
Dude,
Yeah. You're a real physicist.
trying to get guests for this podcast. I'm literally DMing everybody I can. And this dude recently, I literally realized how far I've become disconnected because this dude got attacked by a bear.
And you were
And-
like, I got a DM.
And I was like, yo, dude, like you have such an inspiring story. Would really like to get you on the podcast. Like and hear about how you did it and how like this can help other people, because like from reading about it, he like did the exact right things. And he goes, yeah, the response is ridiculous. And I feel so shitty. He goes, hey, Bill, I certainly could do that, but I just need some time.
Oh, no.
I'm mangled to shreds
Oh my
right
God.
now.
I'm like, oh God. I was like, shit. I was like, well, I thought if you could do a newspaper interview like he'd be
Right.
No, he's banged up. He just got attacked by a fucking
Oh
grizzly.
my
bear.
God.
I was like, oh, dude, takes.
Yeah, you're like, heal.
I'm like, I'm just like, oh fuck, like, but
Hey, you content
That's
first.
content.
That's
Yeah.
content. It's a
AI
hard
won't
game.
do that.
I don't want to be separate. Like I used to be like, I don't know, like I want to maintain my humanity in this whole content creation thing because there's some people who are just gone. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like they'll exploit people for content.
Yeah, those
Have-
people are scary.
Zero, reservations about it or like, be like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like you have Vitaly like beating up slightly mentally off people who think they're about to get their first kiss, but it's like a 14-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like some of those like pedophiles that they go after are just like slightly off people who kind of got tricked into it. There are absolutely.
Wait, what? Hold on, you lost.
Have you ever watched some of like the
Like To Catch a Predator?
To Catch a Predator and like
Yeah.
they're just obviously like people who should be given access to the internet and they're like just taken advantage of.
I guess.
Like-
I'd never put that together. I never thought that.
Like, oh, dude, that guy's on the spectrum. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
He got taken advantage of.
Yeah.
but the guy's gonna go, oh, come over to my house.
Yeah.
And then it's like, how old are you? And he's like, oh, I don't know.
Well, okay, I have a hot take, and I know it's a hot take because I know people love this show. But Love on the Spectrum, I know it's a sweet show. People love it, but something about it feels
I've never
Bad.
watched it. It feels a little off. To me,
it feels
too.
bad to me. It's really sweet. It's like
The
cool to
goal there
watch.
isn't like let's.
It's entertainment.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not let's make autistic people find love because if that was the goal, then all right, don't televise it. Run a fucking program.
But it is sweet, and maybe maybe there's some people who are autistic who are like, this does give it gives
Right,
me
gives
hope.
them
I want to be on
confidence.
it.
Yeah.
But personally, it feels weird.
I mean, if they framed it a different way, like hypothetically, let's say they made a dating app for people on the spectrum, and then they just talked about all the success stories. That would be different.
It's not compelling, though.
You
That's
get
not
some,
compelling.
Then you get some real freaks on there.
Yeah, then we have to
feigning
catch a predator.
autism.
Yeah.
Yeah. To catch a non-autist.
Yeah, to catch a No,
Oh God!
I think that Love on the Spectrum
Yeah.
is probably
That's kind of a funny sketch.
It is a funny
idea.
I think that Love on the Spectrum is probably morally sound. It's just like something about. Here's another one I have. True crime podcasts, I think, are fine.
Mhm.
True crime comedy podcasts kind of make me
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
That's fair.
What those exist?
Yeah, there's like podcasts. Sorry, I keep hitting your foot. There's like podcasts like where the names are like, I don't want to call them out, but it's like Murder's So Cool, It's My Favorite.
But
That
do
is
they
a
tell
thing
real
with-
stories,
Yeah, they're telling real stories.
and they like make fun of what happens.
They're not making fun of it, but they're like, it's comedy. It's fun. Like they're like, we love crime, girlies. Girlies love crime. And it just like, it feels off. Like, I think liking true crime is okay. I think being interested in it, but like the storytelling of it being like crime for girlies, like is kind of
What
gross.
is that like obsession of girls with true crime?
So I correct me if I'm wrong. I think everyone thinks true crime is interesting.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
You don't think like murder cases are interesting?
Kind of off. It's like
It makes you feel sick.
yeah. It's like I don't really want.
I'm kind of there too, but I used to get the crime thing. With
I like
girls,
more
but
like I like a good unsolved mystery. Like if it's not just like
gruesome.
yeah, or like it doesn't even have to be like a murder. Like this, whatever. I don't know.
I'm sure there's something there with like how maybe women think like they're more maybe
Susceptible to it.
yeah, because I also think men are more susceptible to violence
Yeah.
or something else.
Yeah,
So I think it's probably just like, something about it, but
I like the true crime stuff. The things, a lot of the true crime that I feel, and this may be totally generalization, is the targets are women. Like the true crime that women are interested in is where there's women victims.
I think there's just I think though like
Most of it.
the most victims are women.
Yeah. So like,
I just don't think there's enough stories for it to like all be. I'm sure there are. I'm sure a lot of men are murdered, but like, I mean,
Yeah.
you look at all the serial killer except for Dahmer. It was mostly women.
yeah,
I mean, killing women.
I mean, most like men who get murdered, it's like gangland violence. Like you can rationalize it.
You can rationalize killing men.
Like, like
No, I hear what you're saying.
two guys, like, you stole my shit,
right.
you stole my girl, like, bang, bang. He's dead. Like Western shootouts. Like it's not
as
You know, there's-
it's not as like deeply seated.
That's another thing I could see AI having us do. They have us do Western shootouts. They have us back to back,
Yeah.
high noon.
Oh, dude,
Not the drink.
we got to bring back fucking duels, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know how much
Alexander Hamilton style.
Yeah, dude. It's like 10 steps, old muskets.
Imagine a Trump Biden duel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we know who's winning.
Yeah.
We know who's winning.
Wow. But imagine if Biden has a fucking quick hand.
There's no way.
No, but like imagine he's like, I still got it.
Yeah.
I got that pony soldier.
It's crazy.
Oh my God. That would be amazing. I think everyone would vote for that to happen. I think if we had a democracy, like
Yeah.
make these
May the
guys
best man
duel,
win.
like this is the American spirit. We need to bring back dueling. Like 100%.
I think we need to bring back the medieval, like on the horse. with the-
Jousting?
Yeah.
Jousting? That
That was sick.
sucks.
Wow.
Oh.
Dude, the splintering. Most guys wouldn't die from a major impact. It would be the splintering of the wood and like getting
Oh,
hit in the eye with
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't.
wood.
I wouldn't be doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was brutal.
You'd be like a court jester. You'd
Yeah.
be like juggling.
Yeah.
The OG stand-up comedian was just
Yeah, a juggler.
Yeah.
bring,
With the
bring
hat
out
with the
dungeons.
bells.
Like if you can make the king laugh, like you don't die.
Yeah.
There's actually a very famous
So
story
nuts.
about that. He was like, he offended the queen and he was able to make the king, like he was sentenced to death. He was like, if you can't make me laugh with one joke right now, you're dying. And he pulled one out of the hat. I need to find the story.
No, he said, so you know how couples have one
Yeah.
night?
Yeah. I saw a funny tweet the other day that was like, where it was like, how many kings like chefs do you think got wrongly murdered just because the king's food tester had like a food allergy?
Oh, God.
like the king's tester, like, you know, whatever, was fucking allergic to peanuts and there was some
Yeah.
peanut in there. And
Did they
were-
have peanut allergies back then?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think if you had a peanut allergy, I don't think you made it long.
But were there that many peanuts?
Yeah, but I think if you had back then, like you had to be rough. You had to be tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I remember in fourth grade when I learned that George Washington died from strep throat.
Did
And
he?
that was when I used to get strep throat like 7 times a year before I had my tonsils.
But they did
out.
the
I was like,
leeches
Are you
on
fucking
him.
kidding me?
Wasn't it because they put leeches on?
I thought he just died from strep throat. Like they just didn't have the antibiotic for it.
Yeah.
I
Antibiotics were huge.
Game
Well,
changer.
I might be wrong, but I thought that what they used to do is they used to put leeches on you to get the bad blood out, but they took too much blood out of him.
Oh, maybe.
They bled him out.
So I asked this question recently on a TikTok. I'd be interested to hear your guys' answers. What year, like if you have the choice to be the richest person in the world or have your current life, what's the furthest year you would go back? So like, for example, like you're not going to go back to 10,000 BC and be the richest person, right? I would assume. And you don't want to live like
dude,
in
I mean-
tribes and shit.
Totally.
You would go back obviously to like 2018, but like, what is that cutoff point? Like you want, you know, modern medicine? Do you want, I said like 1991.
dude,
I don't want to
No,
go
I'm
back
with
that
you.
far.
I'm with you on that.
but you got to think about this. The farther you go back isn't necessarily worse. So for example, the Dark Ages in Europe sucked.
Let's say, but you're doing it tomorrow, like with the knowledge of everything that you've had in your life. So it's not like you're just going back and like you're, you know, blissfully ignorant and you don't know. Like you're swapping lives tomorrow. So if you go back to 10,000 BC, you're like, fuck, I don't have the internet. I'm stuck
Yeah.
in the fucking Dark Ages.
But part of it is like, for example, ancient Rome would be better than like being a medieval king because like you might catch the plague and die, or like, you know, there was more knowledge in the classical period. Like,
But you're saying there was more knowledge longer ago.
He's
Yes.
saying that like as far as like life being good, it's
Yeah.
not like straight up.
Right.
yeah, there was
It's
a
like dense. Yeah.
Dips.
yeah. So I mean, honestly, like hypothetically, you know, what the hell is the richest man back when the pyramids were built like?
Yeah,
Like-
truly. I wish we knew.
You know, it might have been better than now. We don't know.
I don't know. They didn't have TikTok.
But like I would
Yeah.
They didn't have Uber Eats.
I mean, like Genghis Khan, like he fought so many battles and then died like he was like probably the richest man with all the like the richest in that time period, and then he died at 60 of the bubonic plague.
Right. That sucks.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
You got to factor that in.
Man,
Like
it's-
40 was like an average lifespan.
But then in the Bible, they're living up to like 500 years old.
Yeah.
Are
I mean,
they?
Yeah.
Dude.
Noah was like 400.
Well, that, you know.
yeah. What do we think?
That's
Do
a
we
little-
think
I think that
years
might be a
or-
little embellishment.
That was before they built the pyramids, or was that during when they built the pyramids?
I don't know. Oh, I think it's after.
No, I think it's before.
You think it's before?
Because if you look,
Well, also, yeah. I don't know how big the flood. Like, I mean, so
let's ask the AI.
how big the flood was.
What do you guys think about the afterlife? Is there one? If so, what is it?
I think if you don't believe in one, you're just a pessimistic person.
It's like, what's the harm in believing in it?
I very much agree.
Like, what's the harm in believing in it?
This is why hell was the greatest selling point for Christianity. And I'll tell you why. It was an amazing selling point. So like when they were, so Europe used to be a bunch of like tribal pagans who were like worshiping hunting magic, like Viking, Norse, crazy stuff. But like when they would approach the Viking kings and be like, Viking would like go to these monks after like taking all their gold and be like, tell me about your god, like nerd monk. And the nerd monk like would be like, well, if you convert and save yourself, you don't go to hell in eternal damnation.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in your religion, you have a chance if you were bad in life to go to a bad place for a little until you repent and then go to heaven, to go to, you know, Valhalla or wherever. And he was like, in our religion, if you don't believe what we believe, you're just fucked no matter what.
Yeah.
So it was
which
like,
is crazy.
You either believe in our religion and don't get fucked no matter what. And then if we're wrong, you get to like fuck around in the bad part of your afterlife and then go to the good part later, or you're fucked forever and getting burned forever. So it was like, I'll take the gamble of, take the gamble of not eternal damnation.
It would be awesome if like heaven's real. It'd be fucking sick.
Yeah. I kind of feel like it would just be a good dream, you know?
Yeah. I feel like I don't really think there's probably like, pearly gates, heaven and devil and hell, but I feel like your spirit lives on.
Have you ever?
I think so too.
Death experience?
No. Have you?
No.
When I've been knocked out, I've just had weird dreams.
I feel maybe do an episode on like with a dream expert.
Yeah.
There's something going on with dream. Like dreams are
weird,
fucking wild.
They're wild.
I don't know if they're a portal to another fucking universe or dimension, but dreams are fucking weird.
What I've heard from like some YouTube video is like your brain is processing information and deciding what to keep and what to get rid of.
Yeah, like you remember like
but then
less than 30% of the next day. Like when you go to sleep, your brain decides like what is worth keeping to the next day, basically.
That's so crazy.
It's wild because the craziest dreams, most vivid dreams is like when I've like passed out or gotten knocked out. It's the weirdest thing. Like for example, I was given blood the other day. So like I gave a shit ton of blood. I have a weird doctor who like tests all these different biomarkers. So we got to like maximize T.
I'm looking for one of those. Like
a weird doctor.
I want a doctor that like, I'm not saying like, I don't want to be like a Scientologist, but like a doctor that's like more modern and like is doing.
I don't think Scientologists are sciencey at all.
Whatever. But like, I want a doctor that isn't just like taking my blood pressure and putting a fucking stethoscope to my heart. Like I'd like someone that's doing a little more.
It looks
like a star alignment chart.
Looks at all the biomarkers and make sure like, so I'm like, I just do it all at once and I'm just like, fuck it. Like take as much blood. Like
where is this guy? Is in New York?
It was actually online.
What?
I'll tell you.
Wait, how do you take your blood?
You go to like a LabCorp or like a Quest Diagnostics and they take all the blood.
But then he took too much blood. You passed out. That seems
no, it's a nurse and she's like, why the hell do you have all these blood orders? I'm like, oh, you just do it. Then I like pass out and in this dream, I'm on a like old style ship that's going through space, like Treasure Planet. And I'm like, I'm hanging on the sails, like I'm hanging off the boat, like on the rigging, like looking out into the space on this ship. And I'm like, oh shit, like this is pretty cool. And then I snap out of it because they like put an alcohol swab underneath my nose. I was like, whoa, that was a sick dream. Where the fuck were we going? Like, fuck, I'm back in reality. But like, I'm like, what does that mean? Was I on a ship to the afterlife? And then like crazy.
That is crazy.
It is crazy.
Dreams are wild.
But people have like, there's like that like book, like Heaven is for Real, that the little kid was like, I went to heaven, which is like, first of all, he's a little kid. He's a liar.
Yeah.
He's a little kid. And
I'll fucking smoke his ass. $8 billion people do.
But I gotta do that. Do you want to make that sketch?
It's pretty funny
about how like one man who's like, oh fuck, I'm fucked. And then he's like, the first is a baby. We need a baby. We'll use a doll.
You can figure something.
You can find a
out.
baby. Yeah. I can give me 9 months.
Yeah.
I'll go.
What we could actually do is like you get locked in a tiny room with this person, and like we'll just use the Barstool side.
If you show it from behind, you can put a doll in front of the camera. If you don't show it from the front's going to look bad. But if you show it from the back,
Yeah,
it's like a build baby.
it's just Tommy's just punting.
Yeah, it's like me versus like
You can't post that on any social media. Like
me
it will
versus
flag
like
it.
Sean
immediately.
Oakley at the end.
but Sean Oakley is
Yeah, he like just got through LeBron, so he's like,
he's just like, oh god, he's
Yeah.
beat up. He's
and
like,
I'm like, I just beat up this fucking 93-year-old woman.
Yeah. That's funny.
like before you fight, you're like, hey, let's just talk about the past rounds for a little. And you're just like, yeah, like rounds 1 through 5, babies,
Yeah,
5 through 10, old women.
yeah.
And then
I had a paraplegic in round 16.
Yeah.
oh my god. Well, how long have we been going? I think we got time to kill.
Couple hours, hour and a half, maybe.
Sweet. We can keep rolling. What were we gonna ask the AI? Was when were the pyramids built in the scope of the Bible? So like, was Adam still alive technically, or was like Noah alive?
there's this thought, this like, I guess you could call it religion, where God is actually like playing with us like Sims, and he's like the bad guy. And it's probably like Satanism, probably. I don't know what it is called. And the serpent was actually trying to save us, being like, no, look at like you're being,
You have free will.
yeah, like look at like you can do other things. You don't have to
Right.
be here. Like there's so many other things you can do. And then I think that like, I'm trying to remember like how it grew and grew and grew. I don't know what happens next in it, but it's just like interesting that people think that.
Oh,
It is.
this is interesting. According to the biblical timeline, the pyramids of Egypt were built after the global flood and the Tower of Babel event.
Well, that has to be true, because according to the Bible, the whole earth was redone.
Yeah.
And now I don't know.
Makeover.
Yeah, and I don't know now what scientists say, how much of that, like, whole earth, what part, you know what I mean? There was obviously a flood, but like
Oh, when was the flood?
there was a flood.
But there might have been several floods. I mean, the thing is, like, for example, the whole of the Sahara, not the Sahara, the whole of like central North America, that's now the Great Plains, was underwater, according to Pangea and all the continental drift. But they were so specifically, they were constructed by the descendants of Noah's son Ham and his grandson Mizraim, who are connected with the founding of Egypt. So they couldn't have been built before the flood, as they stand on sedimentary rock layers containing marine fossils that were deposited during the flood.
Mm.
Additionally, anything built before the flood would have been destroyed by its catastrophic waters. So yeah, so basically the descendants of Ham, who is Noah's son, built. That's cool, because the thing is, Noah's 500 years old, right? So how the hell was Ham? So the Bible says that the world's only 5,000 years old.
Like
The
6,000.
Bible's they've got to let some shit go.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Like,
I know.
like, there's too many
yeah.
if they're just like, yeah, God's real, but then like you gotta be, well, then you find some, which I will say, like, it's always crazy to me, like you find an artifact, like how the fuck do you know when that's from? But I'm
Yeah.
sure they do. The whole no dinosaurs thing, I think they have to give up. There's just simply
No, they believe in dinosaurs, or they believe that humans were made first and then dinosaurs.
Gotcha.
Or no, dinosaurs and humans, but within days. So like the humans and the dinosaurs were there together.
Got it.
They were there together. But I totally agree with you. Like, but also
They're
then,
just like, yeah.
then there's
God.
argument though that like the Bible has been translated over and over and over and over
that
again.
you don't even know what
that we don't even know what they're saying.
I mean, if you like retranslated the book of Genesis, and we did this on a previous podcast I was on, and just like rewrote it, like how everything was created, but just like using scientific terminology, like you could sort of readjust the Bible to explain everything.
So, and that's where it's like, okay, he made the
In
Bible in
terms of
7
what?
days. Is it 7 days? Is it 7 centuries? Like keywords like that
Right.
mess with the
like a day might not have been 24 hours.
Well,
for
yeah.
that.
Totally.
Well, think about it. How would you measure days if you didn't have a sun that was created and didn't have an earth that would rotate on an axis?
And that's like the problem. Like we need to stop getting into the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
We changed some words here. We got to flip some words.
We just got to believe.
Yeah, we got to believe.
No, I mean, like, I just don't understand how people can just believe nothing.
I mean, I've always said that, where it's like the people who are like, you're an idiot if you believe in God. The Big Bang Theory is obviously real. Like, to me, both require a leap of faith.
Yeah, but also like explain the Big Bang Theory.
It's ridiculous.
Like there's stuff that we don't know. Like
it's the dumbest thing of all time.
What was before? What was after?
Nothing. A speck of dust just appeared and exploded into everything that's ever happened. Dude, if you don't believe that, you're crazy if you don't believe that.
Dude, that's why those CERN reactor guys, have you heard about this? In Switzerland, they have this.
I have a friend who worked on that.
On the Hadron Collider?
Pretty sure. He like worked at a fucking thing in Switzerland. For sure. And he's like in physics.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Does he want to come on Audio Crack?
I'll ask him.
Yeah, shoot him a text.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this? I don't even know.
I don't know if he worked on this exactly, but he does physics and he was in Switzerland for a while.
Dude, these guys are sketchy as fuck. Like the night before they did one of their experiments, which might like rip space-time open, they like did like a mock human sacrifice to the Hindu god Shiva. The same one.
A mock human sacrifice.
Mock, like you can find it online. And I was like
a fake human? Like a piñata?
Like, I don't know. This is a sketchy video.
Let me ask him what he worked on.
Okay, keep going what you're saying.
Because they just have a statue. No, it's what does he say in Oppenheimer? Now I've become death, destroyer of worlds. And that was the quote from whatever god this is. So they like did a little mock thing. And it was like, what the fuck, dude? And then that physicist, one of the physicists who worked there, came on part of my take. He was doing a tour and his name was the same name as Brian Cox. He had the same name as the actor who plays the father in Succession. And I was like, yo, dude, like, what was up with that funny thing you did? Like, what was that? And he goes, oh, Monty Python sketch. Like, just British humor. And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that when you like might destroy the world by accident.
Yeah.
That's not a laughing matter.
No, that's you want people that are going to take that real serious.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
Don't even joke about
it. You don't want to riff.
Yeah. You don't want to riff.
Yeah, like we shouldn't be ripping holes in the space-time, like us three. I think we can all agree.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The space-time continuum, all the physics just doesn't make sense to me.
The craziest thing is like time, like you guys took a little bit of like calculus, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I took calculus.
You must have.
Like the X and Y axis. Do you understand?
Derivatives?
Yeah, I've seen the X and Y. I don't know about
she was
derivatives.
homeschooled.
I was homeschooled.
Oh, yeah.
They might, yeah.
I mean, honestly.
I took physics.
This is why, like, you're a great person to have a conversation with the Bible about.
Yeah, I know a lot about the Bible, but I don't know a lot about physics.
As it should be.
Yeah, as it should be. As God wanted.
That's what Harrison Butker was looking for.
Yeah, that's exactly.
No, but like X-axis is time, Y-axis is space. And like if you travel through a black hole, you're going to the other quadrant where it's flipped in the X-axis.
I see.
And that's like, I kind of get that.
I don't get that at all.
Because like time and space flip, whatever. Well, like it's weird. Like what happens in Interstellar? That's what happens in the in-between.
Yeah, I don't know. That Interstellar is confusing as fuck.
Yeah, Interstellar is confusing. Not as confusing as a Tenet though.
Tenet is like,
Did you watch
I love
Tenet?
Christopher Nolan. That was like, he was
riffing.
Fucking around.
He was riffing.
Yeah. He was like, how far can I go?
I love Christopher Nolan too, but I could not.
That felt like it was confusing for the sake of being confusing.
What was Tenet about?
Robert Pattinson. Oh, it was so confusing.
Was it time travel?
I don't even, like, honestly, I watched it once.
My brain like blacked out.
I can't really remember. It was like weird. Like they would walk on, I don't know.
I don't remember.
Inception.
Inception's great.
Inception's great. Interstellar's great. They're both great.
Yeah, that like you at least had enough of a grasp to understand what was happening.
Yeah.
It was also like so creative, so interesting.
Yeah. Like, was he in a dream? Was he not?
It was like a little confusing, but you followed along. Like Tenet was what?
Interstellar and Inception are both confusing, but like you can figure it out.
You can figure it out.
Like it doesn't feel like it's confusing just for the hell of it. Like Tenet felt like it was confusing, like just a good.
No, it felt like Robert Pattinson was like, what am I doing?
I forgot Robert Pattinson was even in it.
He's
I
really
don't
good.
remember anything from that movie.
Yeah, I remember him looking out a window.
Was there a hotel in Egypt or something?
I don't know.
Or Dubai or some shit.
If you understand Tenet, you got to call in. I know this isn't a live show, but you got to call in.
We're going to start doing that. I recently just got a DM about Rabies as someone. I got the rabies back. We're gonna start doing.
You see that singer got bit by a bat, Taylor Momsen?
Oh yeah.
She opens for AC/DC. She was on Gossip Girl. She's
She's the
performing.
girl from the Grinch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
She's the girl from the Grinch.
she's a girl from the Grinch.
She got bit,
She got
by a bat.
bit by a bat.
That's so fucking dangerous. Dude.
And here's the deal: is she stayed so calm. The video, I was so impressed. She stayed so calm. She's performing live outside, totally not her fault. Bat comes up, is on her dress. She
Where
couldn't
was
feel it. I don't know.
Jeez.
Dude, bat rabies is so fucked. Like if you get rabies, you're dead.
She's getting shots like every week
Yeah.
for the next like 2 months or something.
That's horrifying.
It's terrible. Like you have to act on it. It was the scariest part. I once woke up one morning with a bat flying around in this barn I was living. So like
What?
it could have bit me.
Barn?
Yeah, there was a time when I got sent home from college because of COVID, and I was just like, like wanted to live alone, work, because I was coming home late at night, so I would just sleep in the barn. It was nice. It was nice.
Okay.
It had electricity. Like I could stream video games out of it.
Where was it?
It was in upstate.
Got it.
So that was like when I was commuting, doing Barstool, doing school. It was nice halfway between school and city.
Barstool.
So like it was a great place. So woke up one morning. That was over 4 years ago now. So like I dodged a major bullet because if that thing had bit me and I did nothing about it, I would have been like,
How would you know if it bit you? You'd see it on your skin?
You wouldn't know
Oh my God.
because bat bites are their
Small.
Tiny.
teeth are like needles. So it's terrifying.
What'd you do? You
Well,
move
no,
out of the barn?
No, I realized 6 months later how dangerous it was. And I was like, holy fuck. Like, am I going
No,
to
but like the next day, how did you get rid of the bat?
Oh, I hit it with a tennis racket.
Oh, you killed it.
Yeah.
Found it. That's impressive. I feel like it'd be hard to kill a bat.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
They sleep during the day.
it's not that hard, but not many people walk away.
Oh my God, that's so scary.
Yeah. Like bats, I'm terrified of bats for that reason.
All right. New fear unlocked.
Yeah, in Austin, they all watch the bats
It's psycho shit.
fly out underneath
Yeah.
the bridge.
Even bat poop carries rabies.
Really?
The goanna. Yeah. That's it actually.
New fear, yeah.
Guana used to be a major export of Guyana. And that's why they
Fitting.
call it that.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy. There's a lot of nitrogen. It's great fertilizer. Also good for bombs. World War One.
Totally.
Of course.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
I don't
Before
remember.
rabies?
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan?
Yeah, I think we
Tenet.
went from Christopher Nolan to bats. And it wasn't even through Batman.
It wasn't even through Batman. We didn't even mention Batman.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel like the Batman Joker versus like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker?
I hate the Joaquin Phoenix. Joker.
What? I think
I'll
it's
say
so
it.
good.
I'll say it right here.
You don't
I think
like
his
how crazy
acting
it
is very
is?
good. I think I don't like the Joker to me is like the Heath Ledger, like he's chaotic, but he's like a mastermind. And the Joaquin Phoenix Joker is like a school shooter pussy.
I like it because it like makes to me, okay, I actually totally see your point, but I like that it makes him feel more real and like he could really happen. Like it's more chilling that he's like,
but like we
so
didn't even
mentally
see
gone.
the Joker do anything in the Joker. Like
Didn't
what
he
is
shoot people?
like he get like
Anyone
kind
can do
of
that.
like he kind
No,
of
it ends at the beginning of Batman.
what?
The Joaquin Phoenix Joker, it ends with Batman's like parents dying. That's like the last scene.
Yeah. But like
Wait.
I'm saying, like we don't know how good of a Joker he'd be.
Oh, it's just
Like
an
we
origin
just see him
story.
as like a crazy guy that gets on TV, which feels like a stretch that he would have got on TV, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like kills the Robert De Niro character. Like we don't see him like become like the joke. Like we only see him be like a psycho murderer. We don't see him be like the Joker. If that makes
You're
sense.
so right, but hopefully we will. But I really liked it.
I don't
Singing
like
with
him
Gaga.
because of
Yeah,
all
musical.
the I don't like all the people who love him. That freaks me out.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I was a bit, but like I loved the Joker in The Dark Knight, but not in a way where I wanted to kill people.
Yeah, like people with Joker tattoos from The Dark Knight. It's like I get that. Like he's a badass RPG. Like he's a villain. Like people like this Joker. It's kind of like, yo, dude,
You're unwell.
you make
Okay, I'm gonna flip it on you though.
Okay.
Because this one is like you're saying he's a badass. He's doing the exact same thing. He's both mentally unwell killing people.
Right. But like the Joker like was burning piles of money. Like I don't give a fuck about shit. Like
He was more planned out.
his attitude towards the world was a little more like, okay, I can get why.
He was more mentally sound, is what you're trying to say.
I mean, he was mentally sound enough to like put
He
together.
had more of a purpose.
Yes.
Like, whereas like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker is just like he's a
Okay,
loser.
let me hear you out.
Like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker is a fucking loser.
Now, if you're asking me which Joker I want to get a beer with, I agree with you. Heath Ledger.
yeah,
If I had to pick a Joker to go get a beer with, it's the Heath Ledger Joker, of course.
Yeah.
of course.
But from like a psychological thriller, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker was so grounded in a really scary reality that it was like such a crazy.
That's fair. But like we didn't see that part of the Heath Ledger Joker's journey.
I know, sadly.
You know what I mean? Like we almost saw like we didn't see him become the Joker. We just saw him as the Joker. Whereas Joaquin Phoenix, we saw become the Joker.
But
Totally.
Phoenix Joker couldn't fucking do shit against Nolan Batman.
Oh my God, he would break him with like one punch.
Like,
Is he going to go up against Robert Pattinson's Batman?
no, it's different.
It's a different universes. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like he doesn't hold a candle to like he was a worthy adversary in The Dark Knight, and that's why I get why people like idolize him.
I see.
Barry Keoghan is going to be the Joker for Robert Pattinson.
Really?
Yeah, there's like
He's so
did
small.
you watch the Batman?
He's so, yeah.
There's like a scene at the end where he's in jail and it's him, and then there's a secret scene online, and he's really good.
What did you think of Robert Pattinson being Batman?
I loved that.
I loved it too.
I thought he was really good, and I thought that movie, like similar to the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, was also very grounded in reality.
I agree.
Yeah.
It also was like kind of femme. I don't know. Hear me out. It was kind of like a Batman for the girls.
Wait, can you jog my memory? Because I watched that.
He lived in like the mansion. He stayed up all night.
Colin Farrell's the Penguin, Big Fat Penguin.
I like that
Catwoman.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yes. Okay.
I like that
The
he stayed up
Riddler
all
is
night.
Paul Dano.
Yeah.
Oh, the Riddler. That was so
He's
creepy.
really good.
And the iPhone ringing over and over again.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
It's honestly more of like a murder mystery film than a superhero
Yes.
Yeah.
film.
Yes.
That's it. It's like lacking like the glamour, I guess, of a superhero movie. It's like more, I don't know.
The next
I
one's
hear what you're
pushed
saying.
back for like 2 years, which sucks. But
Why
I
is
loved
that?
It. I think just, I don't know, production, whatever, slowing down.
Oh, you know who's turned into everyone who's played the Joker has gone down a bad path. But the one that we forget about is the one from Justice Squad or
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
He was the worst Joker of all time.
Scary.
Now
He's gay.
He's a cult leader?
No, I heard I am. I don't know.
Oh,
I heard he's
really?
a pedophile.
I did not
he's a
hear
cult-
that.
He's a cult leader. Probably both.
I don't know.
Usually they
Usually they go together. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, he also climbed.
His
that
Joker
building.
was bizarre. That movie sucked.
Yeah, and-
Suicide Squad like had the sickest trailer
but-
of all time.
Margot Robbie was so.
She was great.
She was great.
The rest of the movie awful.
I don't know if I'm right about that, and I'm sad. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but there is something weird about him.
Yeah, now he's doing Jesus type stuff.
Well, he looks like it.
I was
Well, he
gonna
looks like
say.
white Jesus.
Yeah.
He looks like the
Yeah.
Christian Jesus.
A bunch of people dressed in white in an island retreat where he's doing this. This is
Oh, I don't
never
like-
good.
I kind of like
This
that.
is never good. Nikki Quinn, I'll send you this. Put the photo in the YouTube. But that's wild. I mean, how do you just go cult leader? A lot of act.
I'd love to become a cult leader.
What would you do?
Well, yeah. What would your thing be?
Just like Tommy Chance.
Just Tommy.
Yeah.
You're not trying to like sleep with everyone's wife.
No. I mean, I want to have some puss, but like, I don't want to take people's wives. I'm not into that. That's not. I don't get off on that type of shit.
It's very funny because in a lot of these cults, once the dude starts banging everyone's wives, that's when the dudes wake up.
That's when they turn on him.
They're
Yeah.
like, whoa. And then they leave. And then it always ends up with like one dude, bunch of chicks.
I've honestly thought it would be a cool like series of like tell 50 people like, hey, we're starting a cult for 2 months, like, and we're making it a documentary, and you can leave at any point. Like at any point you want to leave, like it's totally fine. It's legit TV production, like, but like you're gonna act like a cult, and like I'm gonna be the cult leader, and I'm gonna make you worship me, and you cut off from the outside world.
But why would anyone do that? There has to be a cash prize. There's be an insane cash prize.
Well, I mean, some people just want to get on TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not even a cap. Like it's not even a prize. It's not like you last long. It's like if you do it, yeah, you get paid whatever X amount of money. But then like at the end of the 2 months, like you're like, all right, well, do you guys want to just stay here?
Yeah.
Like how many people can you convince? Like, can you actually win over in the cult? And then like, even like then almost you need a new documentary crew to come in because the first documentary crew is so indoctrinated. And it's like how many people, even with the guise of this is fake and you can leave whenever you want, how many people would stay in because you actually got them in the cult?
Totally.
What if you created the cult and it was sustaining itself through revenue from the reality show that it was?
Yeah.
And they didn't get to consume it. So it didn't really matter.
Yeah, that's fair. It airs. Like the first part of it airs.
Yeah. And it's like you could exist in this reality forever as long as we get to still exploit you for content and we'll pay you and you'll
see that just sounds like the Vlog Squad, the Hype House. Like that just sounds like a TikTok house.
Wait.
No, but they had the internet and stuff.
Is that Barstool Sports?
No, oh my God, no. You might be right.
No.
We're not a cult.
We're not.
Totally. It's more like a fraternity.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fun.
We have the freedom to do whatever.
Yeah. That's great.
It's awesome.
It's probably one of the best places to work ever.
Totally.
Like I just convinced you guys to do a podcast, but also got tons of great advice. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for letting me be on Audio Crack.
We covered everything.
I think we did.
Yeah. Except what Audio Crack means. I remember that was one of your first.
That was one of my questions, but I know what Audio Crack means now.
Okay.
Yeah. I like it. I love it.
What does it mean?
It means to crack on.
Yeah, crack. Good
just
crack.
chatting.
Yeah, good crack. Good. Don't be bad crack.
Don't be a bad crack. She's quite a good crack.
Yeah, she's good crack.
She's got a good crack.
When I first heard it, I thought these Irish dudes were doing crack. I saw them doing blow.
Well, they were cracking.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? You guys are doing crack? And they're like, no, like good crack, like good vibes.
I love it.
This was good crack.
This was good crack.
Thanks.
Thank you for having us.
You guys are great crack.
You're great crack.
You're a great cracker.
I won cracker of the day.
Crack audio crackers on crack.
Yeah, crackers on crack.
Yeah, I won AB's cracker of the day.
Really?
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks ago.
Did you see I can't even say this. You see, he handed out a C word of the day for Asians.
Oh,
He just like some girl. He was like, blank of the day.
Wow.
jeez,
Kind of funny. She kind of was like, thank you. She was honored.
that's absolutely wild. All right, well, hopefully this airs and I'm on the road, so that would be fun. I'm trying to hit some. Actually, we're not done yet.
Okay.
Now you just can't leave. No. But like, I'm trying to hit interviews and get some interesting crack going with people from around the country. And I'm trying to go to a dog track in West Virginia because I want to talk to one of the dog trainers.
You've been to a dog track before?
No, I want to go.
I have. They're something.
Where'd you go?
West Palm Beach. There's one.
Yeah.
I used to go all the time as a kid. One time I ran into my high school gym teacher from Long Island at that dog track. It's crazy.
Dude, I want to go and talk to one of these dog trainers because it's like everyone else thinks this is terrible. I want to hear why you think it's okay. Like, and the thing is, it might be okay. And just everyone's like, oh,
yeah.
No. Like, as long as they're not like, most people think it's bad because they shoot them up with steroids and they like run them till they die. Like, is there a sustainable
That feels
way?
bad. That feels really bad.
But is there a sustainable way to keep
Right. Do they just have bad PR?
Yeah. Like, and I might decide, okay, this is absolutely terrible. We should shut all these down.
Yeah.
But I'm going to hear them out first. Because that's what we do with the
That's why
crowd.
you're the most fair guy at the company.
Yeah. Unbiased
Billy
opinions on
Faribault.
Audio Crack.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys have any ideas?
I think you had to stand up and talk about it.
I think start short form
TikTok.
videos about audio crack topics. Like there's probably 20 different topics we covered today that you could make a TikTok.
I agreed. Yeah.
But do I do that on the Audio Crack TikTok or my own?
Just your own TikTok.
I'd probably just do it on your own and just build back. I assume you have more followers on your own than audio crack.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. Please like and subscribe.
Yeah. Don't let Nikki Quinn be a correctional officer.
No, we're worried about
please.
you.
Yeah.
Please, he will get killed in prison.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
already.
it's scary.
like,
the blood will be on your hands.
He's not even going in there being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna body these prisoners.
Oh, he knows.
He knows. He's like, yo, I'm red meat.
He's done early in the 8 billion people battle.
Thank you
The
guys
baby
so
beats
much.
him.
Yeah.
The baby has rabies.
Baby.
The rabid baby might win. Well, no, it takes too long.
If they have teeth, bite you.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. And now I got to shut this off.